So I think of those two things as happening at once. One, that you could make a movie by yourself, or like the two of us have, but also that you could go out and shoot a movie like the movies that I'd grown up watching.
How did you get Robert Pattinson to dye his hair blonde?
Robert Pattinson, I mean, here's the key to making a movie like this, honestly, is to find somebody who says that they want to do something different, something that is more difficult, and actually means it. Because Robert Pattinson, who, you know, objectively his time is more valuable than anybody else's on this kind of set, when he comes in and doesn't complain at all and works harder than everybody else, then everyone else is going to do their best work. It's when you have somebody who's imposing their demands on a film, who is, you know, oh, you can have me from noon until 8 every day, and I need this trailer, then everybody else checks out, because it's like, why does this guy get special stuff and I don't? So Rob Pattinson really set an incredible standard that I think made everybody so invested in this film and to do their best work, and you can feel it when you watch it.
Yeah, you know those like movie sets you see when you're going just like around downtown and stuff, and they have all those cars and like the trucks that cook food for people, and the things that have like where the people can go and like chill out and get their makeup and hair done. They didn't have any of that shit. These guys were working out of like Ford Econoline vans to make a movie like this. And one interesting tidbit, and I think we were yapping so you missed his credit, my little brother was the stunt coordinator.
Yeah, that's right.
Was the stunt coordinator on that movie. So he was the one who jumped from that tall building. I'm just kidding, that was a dummy.
No, but the community in New York is so inspiring too, and I'm from a very small town in Maine, and it's what I always romanticized about living in New York and participating in this community. And I got a job working for Casey and his brother Van on Craigslist my first day here about 10.5 years ago, and I was a total snob actually, because I was a cinephile and I wanted to work for Wes Anderson or Jim Jarmusch or somebody like that, and I was like, who are these guys? Who do they think they are that they get me as an assistant? But to be in the environment where like, oh my God, there's 3 of us and we're making this stuff that's right next to, you know, we had the HBO show, so we're right next to these giant productions on HBO. And then the other movies that I've done, the first one in New York, we had a director who had just made 2 pretty giant movies with Ben Stiller and Nicole Kidman. And his movie got canceled, and he said, I still want to make something. What can I make where nobody's going to mess with me? This is Noah Baumbach. The movie's called Frances Ha. And we made a feature on a Canon 5D Mark II. But he treated us like we were still making that Ben Stiller movie. His standards were still so high.
Yeah, an interesting side note is, all right, the building where my office is now, like my studio that's in all the videos, that was like the most fucked up building in all of downtown. It was like gross, it was disgusting. It was like when you rent a really bad apartment, the brokers that rent you that really bad apartment, they're in this building. It was like disgusting. And I was like the first artist to move in there, so I was like, yeah, great, a shithole that I can afford, this is perfect. And then slowly, like, my friends would be like, how did you get a place here? And it just snowballed and snowballed. And Oscar and I started working together there. And then the director of this movie, directors Josh and Benny, they like moved in upstairs. And then like, you know that HBO show called Girls? Lena, you laugh, like, of course you know Girls.
She was on the 4th floor.
Lena was on the 4th floor. And then like my friends that made like, what are Henry and Rail's most popular movies? Like
Nerve, and they did one of the Paranormal Activities.
Yeah,
Catfish, the
they
TV
came
show.
up with Catfish. Those guys are like down the hall. We're all in the same building. And what's funny is like we all have our own careers now, but when we were like early 20s-ish, mid-20s, we were all just like scraping together rent to try to cover it at the end of every month. Like we're all at the same point in our career. So to see Josh and Benny, by the way, the brother in this movie, Nick, like the developmental Nick, that's it. He wrote and directed this movie. he's just happens to be the most unbelievable actor, in addition to all of those other like virtuous skills.
And he records sound, you know. There are pictures of it. He's in full makeup with a boom while getting patents in direction.
That's how you make a movie.
And I think